Hey everyone, welcome back to Chris Does Crypto. In today's video, I'm going to ask the question, is Cardano doomed? And should we be continuing to hold ADA? There's lots of FUD out there, but I do want to break down my concerns and my thoughts from, I guess, the more negative aspect of things, because I talk really pro about Cardano ADA. And, sometimes you have to kind of give people the other side of it, the stuff that does concern you, the stuff that people should be considering, things that people should be looking at. But I don't just want to bring problems, I want to come with solutions as well. So let's sort of dig into this. It's going to kind of feel like I'm just rambling on, but do listen and do give me your thoughts and opinions. I want this to be a really interactive video. I want you to give me your views, your opinions in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What solutions do you have that you think would really improve Cardano moving forward? We've got governance, and everybody knows my views on governance, that I don't think people are well positioned, well educated enough, and experienced enough in order to push this project forward. So prove me wrong. Get in the comments. Let me know what you would do differently to what you're seeing currently when it comes to Cardano. But let's, with all this FUD, let's hit off all the negativity. Let's hit off with all the issues that we see with Cardano. Let me know if there's any that you think I've missed as well. Let's get straight to it. Apologies if it just feels like I'm rambling. It is an important video though. Let's get to it, right? So slow development progress. So Cardano's development has been particularly slow when it comes to the likes of smart contract functionality, has been slow compared to other blockchains like Ethereum, Solana. We have seen Cardano kind of fall behind those when you kind of think about the dApps, the DeFi aspects of things. Cardano is, down the pecking order with this side of things, mainly because of the slow development. Now, obviously, it's peer reviewed and so on, but I've already kind of highlighted when I talk proactively about and positively about Chainlink that actually it's really difficult if a service isn't broken, isn't overly expensive, it's doing what it says on the tin, it's hard to get people to move, right? I've experienced this firsthand in traditional business. Even if you've got supporters of like the YouTube channel we're running, right? And we have memberships, it's hard to move memberships from Patreon to your own website membership, right? It's really difficult, right? I just want to be quite clear. Once people are happy with a service and they're getting everything that they need and they're happy with what they're paying, it's really hard to move them. And I think that is a real issue when it comes to Cardano. But there is solutions out there. The solutions would be to speed up development cycles, release critical features such as the next hard forks and so on, and I guess provide more developer friendly tools to boost ecosystem growth. There are other things that they can do as well, like having funding available for startups and, not just funding as well. I think that there needs to be an element of experience being passed on, support functions there to support new CEOs and founders of projects. And, just even if it's just mentorship and stuff like that, I think we need to see more of this. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. With the other thing that I would highlight as well is a lack of developer adoption. Despite being a highly secure and scientifically backed blockchain, Cardano lacks widespread developer adoption. Ethereum and newer projects like Solana have more dApps and stronger developer ecosystems, leaving Cardano blockchain underutilized. And again, I think that this is a really big problem. And Cardano Foundation and the community needs to really think of better ways to push things forward. We're seeing meme coins being pushed right now on the likes of Solana, Tron, and various other blockchains, where you can literally have like a dApp, and within a few clicks you've got a meme coin. And we're seeing this all lead to over 1,000 new altcoins, shitcoins, whatever we want to call them. I'm not a fan of them, but ultimately, this is what people seem to like to build and like to try out. So, there's things like that. And I think that is coming. But again, it's just really, really slow. Like there's a narrative there, like it needs to be quicker. It needs to be, jumped on. But yeah, look, improve developer incentives, simplify development tools, and provide more comprehensive documentation to attract a wider pool of developers and DApp creators is something that I would encourage the Cardano Foundation to, and the Cardano community to really push forward. I really do think that there's some real limitations currently, but let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. We've got limited ecosystem and DApp activity. The issue is that Cardano's ecosystem is still small compared to Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain. Its DApp activity and total value locked TVL in DeFi are minimal, limiting its competitiveness in the broader crypto market. And again, is something that we need to see, improve. The focus should really be on expanding its ecosystem through partnerships, promoting DeFi applications, incentivizing liquidity providers, and increasing blockchain utility. I think there's so much more that could be done, and again, just really does need to improve. Now, another thing that I think is really important is to talk about interoperability. I think currently it's quite poor, right? Cardano struggles with interoperability with other blockchains, making it difficult for users to move assets between chains and reducing its appeal in the multi-chain future. The other thing is around, and I've heard projects complaining about this. Now, I don't know if it's really a funding issue with these projects or whether it's actually an infrastructure issue with the exchanges, but getting exchange listings for Cardano native tokens has always been something that gets highlighted over and over again to me when I go to a lot of these, project events. So yeah, look, I think that there needs to be more, and we've seen partnerships with Polkadot. So I think this is something that they've identified themselves within Cardano Foundation, and have been really sort of pushing. But in I would invest in cross-chain solutions, working with partnerships with major layer 1, layer 2 projects to enhance interoperability, if I can get my words out, and integrate Cardano into a broader crypto ecosystem. And I think we're starting to see, Charles talking about partnerships with Algorand. We've got the stuff with Polkadot. So I think we're on the right track. But again, it's these sorts of things that need to, happen, in my opinion. We got complex governance model. So why Cardano's governance system is highly researched, it's complex and it's not agile as it needs to be in a rapidly evolving crypto landscape. Slow decision-making processes hinder rapid upgrades and community participation. But again, I've talked about, governance being a real concern for me. I don't personally feel that, token holders are, I guess, experienced enough, educated enough to be able to make some of the decisions. And we're already seeing this with some of the proposals that are being made. It really does, it identifies this as a really big issue for me. But look, the solution needs to be that, it needs to be streamlined governance processes by introducing faster decision-making models and making governance more accessible to everyday users and increase community participation. But not only that, I think that there is still a lot to be ironed out when it comes to the governance, but it is really, really early. Another thing that really does concern me is around the media, right? The media aspect of things is very, very negative towards Cardano. I've highlighted poor journalism time and time again. It's not just the traditional media. It's also, influencers on Twitter and YouTube, right? And I think there's a number of different issues here going on. I think, there needs to be bridges built with media. And I think Charles has recently talked about this actually, but there needs to be bridges built with media, with some of the influencers. Some of the things that I find really, really frustrating is Charles always highlights and responds to the negative press. And I think that eats into it. He's got a large following on Twitter and YouTube. And look, let's be, quite frank. If you're going to always respond to the negative, people are going to know to just talk negatively about Cardano for the clicks, right? Because as soon as you interact with an influencer's podcast or video that is negative about Cardano, they know they're going to get clicks, even when they know that it's false information that they're publishing about, like the staking is a prime example, that it's all locked up. That's false information. They're putting it out there because they know you're going to respond, Charles. They know they're going to get clicks off of it. They know they're going to have, the media, traditional media, write about them. And again, it just gets more people flowing to some of these arseholes in the space that know what they're doing. And there needs to be more focus on the positive, the people that are highlighting things in the right way, not misleading people. I think that this is, where the focus needs to change. So I think it's top down within Cardano, from Charles to the foundation. I just think there's a lot that could be done around the media aspect of things. So bridges need to be built. There needs to be more focus on what's actually going on. There needs to be less, misinformation going out, and there's a lack of focus from the media on the technical innovations within Cardano. There's a lot of focus on the founder's controversial views and opinions, and his arguments with other communities like the Ripple XRP community. There needs to be more focus on the good positive things that are happening. There's a real lack of coverage on the ecosystem growth. Where's it coming from? All that sort of stuff. I just think that there's just so much more that could be done. um, you know, it's one of those. For me, there's a number of things that, unless things change, Cardano is doomed. In a lot of people's viewpoints. Now, I'm not one of those people. I don't think Cardano is doomed, but I do think that some of these things are really easy to fix. You've also got your venture capital. Like there's a lot of VCs that aren't involved in Cardano, and it's very, very difficult to get those guys to talk positively when they're not involved. So I think there's a lot of things that need to change. It'll be interesting to see, what sort of response this kind of video gets. I am pro Cardano. I'm an ADA holder. I think that it's going to go on to do really well. I think a lot of people, are wrong about Cardano. I do think that it'll get to where it needs to be. The question, though, for me is, will governance be a real big issue for Cardano? And will they be able to get the market share if they don't speed up the development? And, those are the outlying questions for me. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.